Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of No Bullshit. I'm Becca Lori Hector, your BS detector, and we are here on this Sunday with my not safe for work kind of blog of what's going on in my life, so you guys can see how I'm walking through the journey that I'm sharing with you guys, so that I actually take my own advice and I'm learning along the way and I'm sharing that stuff with you guys. So I hope that's helpful. As you can see, I'm wearing a hat because today is reveal day. I would really love it if my hair looked perfect and fantastic this morning for you guys to see it, but if anybody colors their hair, because I do a lot, as you know, you're really not supposed to wash it for the first 24 hours and stuff like that. So I slept on it a bunch. I got some nice little marks on my forehead of color and things like that. And this morning I just kind of wet it and put some extra conditioner in it to moisturize it and things like that. But I haven't really done it. Haven't done anything to it since I went to get it done. So it's not going to look, fashion magazine worthy, but it's my new jam. So here we go. You guys ready? Removing the baseball cap. So we did it. Messy. But I am blue, green, and a really rich dark purple. If you like how my hair comes out, maybe the next time when it's dry and not wet and it looks more like I care about what I look like, meaning it's not a Sunday video, you can head over to Instagram, and the lady who does my hair, Miss Fantasy Hair Ashley, I gave you guys the wrong handle the last time, it's Fantasy Hair Ashley, she's at Forma Collective here in the Denver area. So shout out to Ashley because it came out perfect. Thank you. For those of you that don't know, it's sort of really kind of complicated to switch colors on yourself like that. So between she and I, we had a little, I can't believe I'm playing with my hair on this camera right now. Okay, we had a little kind of meeting pre-hand, and that's why I was washing it out so much so I could get it ready for her to do this dope color for me. So now you've seen my shitty looking hair this morning, and the base color is purple, but here's what I did because you guys, glasses off, check that out. Can you see that on this camera? Yeah. Okay, so I've always had kind of an undercut in the back here. I used to have a nice short pixie cut, but this time I went to Miss Ashley and I said, it's spring, it's summer. She said, I think that's gonna look so cool on you. And I said, yay, do it, shave it. And so I did. And it helps with this thing. Watch this. What? You mean your glasses went on so easily? Yes. It's usually my glasses, I end up doing this a lot with them when I'm on with you guys because my hair was getting stuck underneath my glasses things and they were always feeling crooked, so I don't have that problem anymore. Yay. So this is a bit of a sensory relief for me, losing a little hair as we get into the warmer weather, changing up colors because I know you're out there, spring. Didn't head out there today. It's still a little chilly and I don't know if you can hear it, but I've had like a cold all week. I got it sort of midweek, and it wasn't the kind of cold that knocks you on your feet that you gotta get stay in bed, you can't breathe, you're gonna die. It was just like a seasonal one because the weather was changing. Annoying, had to take cold medicine, was really extra tired. But other than that, I managed through the week. I've just kind of been taking it easy. Yesterday, because of the sensory of the salon on Friday, I did zero. Yesterday was a self-care day entirely. Because between getting my hair done and sitting in a loud salon for hours and hours, it was a lot of driving, which was exhausting, and it happened to be really crappy weather on Friday here, so it was intense driving. So yesterday I was beat between all of those things and the cold. I didn't do nothing yesterday. Just watching a whole bunch of stuff on Netflix and kind of binging. So that's where I was at. And so here are some things I've been binging. I think I'll share that with you guys. So some of my special interests or enthusiasms as a person on the autism spectrum, they've kind of varied throughout my life. As a little kid, it was sort of dinosaurs. I loved anything science related. Geology, weather was a big one for me for a long time, which made me an odd child, but I was a very happy child at the Museum of Natural History. And that was sort of my special interest. As I got older, my special interest kind of went into the pop culture area. So I'm very much into sci-fi, stuff like that, but I have a love passion and trivia knowledge of TV and movies that is really, it's shameful, because I should be using the space in my brain, I feel like, for something a little bit more, I don't know, intellectual perhaps. I don't know. And I used to feel really guilty for having that special interest, because I have the same large amount of knowledge about TV and movies that other autistics have about trains or computers or more common autistic interests. So I used to be embarrassed about it. Like, I wasn't even cool enough to be autistic. My special interest wasn't even cool enough. So that was kind of tough for a while, but that's where I'm at. So whenever I have time to myself, of course, I want to do my special interest. And these days, my special interest is a lot of Netflixing. Catching up. I ditched internet. Oh, wow, you can really see the glare. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't really know where I can move to get rid of that. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I spend a lot of time Netflixing. I ditched sort of the whole cable option when we moved up here because, A, there's not really great service for anything, but also I didn't want to be watching as much garbage television. I didn't want to just put it on because, all right. So I need to have noise in the background. We live in a really quiet place. I moved there with intention to have the quiet, but if I'm alone in the house, or if Antonio and I are in separate parts of the house doing our own little things, I like to have background noise. Sometimes I'll put on music, but what I notice when I put on music is because I know the lyrics, I get dragged along with the lyrics and I stop being able to do a second task at the same time. So like, it's fine when I'm driving because I can sing my brains out in my car. It doesn't work so well if I'm trying to write something and all of a sudden the lyrics are coming out and what I'm writing doesn't work so great. So what I try to do a lot of times is I'll throw on old television shows that I've watched a million times just to have the noise in the background. So I do a lot of that also with Netflix. So some of the old shows I've brought up out of the relics that I'm back into. Rewatching House. Rewatching a lot of old sitcoms. So back into Family Matters, oddly. Back into Taxi. Back into, what else am I watching with Antonio? Kind of bingey like that. Perfect Strangers. We're doing How I Met Your Mother. And those kind of things. So what I usually do is I throw that on in the background. But I also try then in my free time to watch the things I've never seen before. And so I've got two really good ones that I'm watching right now three that I want to share with you guys if you haven't had a chance to catch them. So first thing, I am watching the second season of OA. If you haven't seen the first season, please watch it and then please immediately jump into the second season with us. It's actually getting better, which is rare for these kinds of shows. So that one is getting good. I just watched the first season of Castle Rock. So if anybody is a Stephen King fan and you like that kind of stuff, Castle Rock is out and I really like that. So I just binged on that. And then I'm doing this I just want to move. I'm moving, I'm turning, I'm moving towards my window. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, the other thing that I'm really watching, or I just finished watching the first season of, is Cobra Kai, which is on YouTube, ironically. So if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you can go ahead and find Cobra Kai. So it's like the post story of all the Karate Kid movies. So what happens to Johnny Lawrence after, right? And what happens to Danielson after? And what do they look like as grown-ups? And of course, some of it is super duper cheesy, because how can you not bring back an 80s movie and have it be super duper cheesy? But it's like clever cheesy, which I appreciate. So there's like scenes from the movie and places where they filmed a new show and things like that. So if you like that kind of jazz and you don't mind a little bit of cheese, I would check out Cobra Kai. So that's that update. And that stuff. And then, I know. Wait, I have big news. Big news. So you've been kind of hanging on with me all this time while I've been jumping through the employment hoops and kind of trying to figure out what's up, what am I going to do, where do I want to be, what kind of stuff do I want to be doing. And you know that last week was the big job interview, right? That was the big one that I really wanted. And guess what, you guys? Despite my ridiculously crazy hair right now, I got the job. I got the job. And so I'll be moving into nonprofit management in the animal rescue and welfare zone. I'm going back. I'm going back to where I started. So many of you know that I did a whole bunch of different jobs. My prior to my autism diagnosis, trying to find kind of how to be a proper human, I guess. And along that way, there were many jobs that I hated, but a couple that I really, really liked. One of my favorites was that I was a bartender for a while, and that was a really, really fun job. It worked really well for me. And then the other job that I loved even more than that job was I was a vet tech at a no-kill shelter. So I was working in the no-kill rescue area, and I was learning all about the medical stuff and doing all the medical stuff with the animals. And I loved it. I loved it so much. And I did some private practice work, and then I left. Moved out of New York kind of for a little bit, tried other jobs. Everything was very temporary in my life at that time. So what I did was I went for this job interview because, hey, I've got this nonprofit management experience and it should be useful somewhere. I mean, it's just the same information no matter where you're doing nonprofit. And then, I have this love and passion for animals that no matter what else I was doing in my life, I always had space for, which tells me it's a really important component of my happiness, right? So that's good, right? I did that. I had the job interview. I had to do 2, and I start next week. So I don't know what's going to exactly happen here on this YouTube. I'm going to still be doing some autism consulting. I'm still happy to be doing mentoring and coaching. If you guys are interested, I'll definitely have some time to do that. So I want to say I'm going to do something I've never done before, which I don't know how exactly to explain it. Have you ever left places and you burn the bridge behind you? You quit in a big firestorm, or you have a big fight with someone and you leave a situation, which is what we call burning a bridge, right? You leave it in a negative way, so you really can't cross that bridge. Again, you can't go back and say to that old employer, hey, can I have my job back, or anything like that, right? So it's a habit, I think, that autistics have. When we get afraid, we go into defense and we just kind of like block out that situation. I'm done with that situation. It went really crappy. And I don't want to deal with it ever again. And burn bridge. Don't care what I say to these people. Who the fuck do they think they are? Go fuck yourselves. And big old middle finger, and we're gone, right? That's usually how it works. And so what I'm learning to do, and I've learned to do over the last couple of years, is not leave jobs that way, and to leave friends behind and to keep those friends. And I've learned how to do that well. And so what I'm going to attempt in getting this new job, and what I'm going to challenge myself to in getting this new job, is, can I stay in both communities? Because in essence, the autism community became a trap for me. Oh, this is terrible, you guys. I will never do it at this time of day again. It's like it's glaring off the windows of my car, which are parked in my driveway over there. And that's what's happening. So I'm going to apologize, but I really like doing these videos on editing and not recording more than once. So I'm leaving it. Sorry, deal. In any case, yeah, so I kind of blocked myself into the autism community really tightly. And I really felt that it was my home. But what I forgot is that it doesn't have to be my only home. So for the past 6 years, I've really dedicated myself 150% to this one community, and I was violating my own rules because I wasn't getting back what I was giving to that community. So I always say, is the stuff that I'm doing supporting the life that I want to create? Is the stuff that I'm doing helping me to create a life I don't need a vacation from? And for a while that was true, but I think at some point my blinders went on and I stopped really thinking about the fact that I wasn't getting back from that community what I was putting in, and it wasn't helping me to live a life at this point, at sort of this tail end of it. It wasn't helping me to live a life that I don't want a vacation from, because frankly, a lot of this autism stuff makes me want to go run and hide. Some of it is really personal. Some of it is exhausting. A lot of it has to do with non-movement, non-progress. And it's really hard to keep giving energy to a system that's broken and that is really not interested in fixing itself. So I said, let's jump ship. Let's remember that I belong in more than one community. Let's remember that I can give my energy to other things that give back. So what I'm really hoping is when I start this new job, I'll be the shelter manager at this new job. I'll be working at a humane society type place, and maybe when I get to know them a little better, I'll be able to share a little bit more information with you. I'll be able to give you the name and whatnot, but I don't know yet how they feel about that, so we'll hang on that. But that's kind of where I'm going to. That's where I'm headed back to. I'm headed back to the kind of job that I used to wake up and be at work at 6:30 in the morning and work 12 hours and do that many, many days in a row. But the thing with that was that every time I left that job and every time I came home, I felt exhausted but satisfied. And that combination is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to be lazy and not be tired from working. I don't care if I have to work myself to the bone if I'm seeing progress, if I'm seeing change, if I'm seeing that my energy is being used in a useful way. Right? So that's what I'm hoping to get out of this job. That's what I'm hoping to see it be. So I'll be changing some things up, I guess, in terms of when I'm available, where I'm at and things, but I'm still going to be available through the same channels. I'm not jumping ship from the autism community just yet. I want to challenge myself to keep a foot in both worlds. That's something I've never been able to do well. It's not something I've ever succeeded at. So that's my challenge in this new place in my life. Can I keep a foot in both worlds? Can I not give all of myself to animal rescue and welfare so that I feel the same way about that world as I did about the autism world? Can I not make that mistake? And at the same time, can I not burn the bridge with the autism community and cut them out entirely from my life, because it's still a community that I'm part of, right? So that's my challenge. That's my challenge for this week, and that for this week, for this month, for this lifetime. I don't know. We'll see how long it takes for me to get it. But this is my first chance at really consciously and with awareness and mindfulness looking at my life that way and challenging myself to keep a foot in both worlds, even though that's something that's difficult for me. So we'll see how that goes, and of course I'll keep you guys updated in how that nonsense is going, because why not? And kind of that's where I'm at this week. So next week I start the new job, which means next Sunday I'll definitely have update for you guys for sure. But until then, don't forget that you can subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the videos that I put out, even if they change times. How do you like that? So below underneath here, there's a little subscribe button, and you can go ahead and click on that. Also, at some point, a little floating bobblehead of me and Walter is going to come by. That's my subscribe button. You can subscribe through that. And of course, you guys, I'll see you, right, on Wednesday, because on Wednesdays, I do my midweek tidbit of truth, my truth nugget that is safe for work for those of you who worry about that. And then on Fridays, I do the F word, which is the way that I take a word that's really common in our lives, and it starts with an F because that's what I do. And we look at those words, we look at their definition, we think about the potholes and places that they may live and hide in our lives, and we try to figure out if we're using the word the right way. So that's the F word. So you can catch me 3 times a week right here on YouTube. You can follow my social media, of course, and see me every day. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can head over to my website, www.beccalaurie.com, and you can reach me through the contact page and send an email, or you can send it directly to info@beccalaurie.com. Okay, guys, that's no bullshit for this week. I'm here with my green hair looking like crap and feeling like crap, and I will see you guys on Wednesday with my midweek safe for work truth nugget. All right, you guys, have a good one. I'm Becca Laurie Hector, your BS detector, and I'll see you next time.